Hi, this is Brad Buckner, sharpensbest.com. Recently, actually, I just got home this morning from Las Vegas, and I was down there a couple of days. A young man was texting me, talking to me on my YouTube videos, things like that, asking me questions. We struck up pretty good conversation. I decided I would fly down to Las Vegas and see him. I didn't know he was 16 years old when I first started talking to him, and I thought it was an older guy. He said he makes knives, and he does make some custom knives, and I've got one I'll show you at a later date because I don't have it with me right now. But he gave me that knife that he made me out of a file, and he also gave me this SOG and Tomahawk, and then he also put the paracord around the handle so that it's easier to hang on to, and then that gives you a lanyard, okay, to put over your hand and to hang it up, you know, on a tree or whatever with. So let's just take a quick look here. We'll unsnap it, take it out this way, and so there's what it looks like. All right, SOG. Some people call it an SOG, you know, SOG. There it is right there. It's probably maybe 1.5 inches on this width here, and it's kind of thick, secondary bevel down there. And he was saying that him and a friend found an old telephone post that was broken off, so they decided to chop it in two. And with this, he said it took him about 10 minutes to get through it, chop, chop, chop. He hit a few nails, did some stuff to it. I can see some nicks in it. He resharpened it with his poker chip sharpener. And so, actually that kind of bites. Also, it surprised me just a little bit. Let's see what it's like right now. Well, you know, to tell you the truth, that's actually pretty sharp. Now let's touch it up just a little bit with my old faithful rusty trusty 4-in-1 tool. You got your sharpener, shaper for kitchen knives, bottle opener, fire starter, and a handle. So what do you mean by fire starter? Well, you unscrew this, there's a ferrocerium rod in there. It's silver. There's a black coating on there that looks like this. That does not spark. You scratch it off, it's silver underneath. If you wait for a while, there's going to be an oxidization, a coating that gets on there. So we're going to scratch some of that off, and then voila. And I'm told that burns about 3,200 degrees, maybe a little bit more. Do not get that on your skin. It really burns. So we just screw that back in there like this. When you get it touched, don't crank it down too hard. To sharpen a hatchet like this, or a tomahawk, I'm just going to put the handle on my leg, put the point here kind of on my leg there, and then just like this, you set it down on the same bevel. Okay, you match the bevel on there, and then you turn it approximately 45 degrees. Now I'm going to land about 1/8 of an inch in, about like this, and go out that way. Then I'll turn it over and I'll land in here and I'll go out that way. That way I don't kind of hit like this. Actually, I'm really good at it. Now I'm going to cover up the point with my finger and then just run along like that. So don't press too hard, let it work, don't make it work. And it's pretty thick. All right, so just like this, maybe we come on down here. Don't press too hard, let it work, don't make it work. You can turn it over and go this way, you can go out that way, and just brush along. By the way, Jose down in Las Vegas really has that short, you know, stroke like this going. He picked that out real good, just like this, right on the tips. There's just a very few things that I would probably alter with him. I just let him run the way he wanted to, because quite honestly, he was doing a good job. His knives are sharp. He's taking a lot of the little nicks and stuff out. So you know what, Jose, kudos. You know, my hat's off to you. You did a good job. I enjoyed spending time with you, and it was fun, and you're very knowledgeable. Actually, the kid told me a lot of stuff about making knives, about chrome and vanadium, and quenching it in oil and water. You got a coffee can with water with about that much oil on it. When you start to quench your knife, the oil quenches it slower, goes into the water, quenches it faster. So depending on what kind of use you're going to have for your knife, what you're going to do with it, how tough you want it, you don't want it too brittle. You want it strong so you can pry sideways. If you end up, you know, with a longer, bigger knife that you're actually going to chop on trees where there can be hard, dried old knots in it, you know. So if you're going to make a knife, you actually have to make the knife in accordance to the way you're going to use the knife. You know, just a smart thing to do. So let's see now what we have here after I played with it for just a little while, you know. And for a tomahawk or hatchet, that's probably sharp enough. If you get it too much like a razor blade, you're actually going to have it so thin that when you chop on stuff, especially old dead wood, hardwood, dry wood, you have a chance of nicking the blade or just rolling the edge over, so you want to leave it kind of thick. Part of the reason you want to leave it thick is, let's say that you're actually going to be gone elk hunting or something 2 or 3, 4 weeks, and you don't want to actually take something to reprofile the blade with too much. You better keep the blade from either breaking and chipping and rolling the edge, so you want it a little bit tough. If it's kind of thick and a little bit tough, you can actually break limbs off that might be that big around with just really hitting them hard. You break the limb off, that way you don't actually have to chop it off. So this is pretty cool. It's got a spike on one side. It's about 1 foot long. It probably weighs in the neighborhood of, I guess that probably about a pound. Somebody from SOG is going to come on and go, no, 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 that isn't what it weighs. That's okay. I'll get SOG's attention. So it's really nice. It's got a good handle on it with the paracord. It's good. It's kind of lightweight. Comes in a good sheath. So check out SOG. Check out their Tomahawks. This is Brad. Take care and have a good day.